Welcome to the new podcast called Frustrated Incorporated.
Frustrated Incorporated. The Knicks have they've for marketing purposes have changed names and
Episode 470. I am Jay. With me is Mark. We are talking on 3 hours into free agency.
yes, 3 hours into free agency, 3 hours are into pure misery.
So okay.
So here's what I thought we should have done for our show today.
Yeah.
I thought you should have played our regular opening, the regular New York Knicks opening, then played the full misery song by Soul Asylum, and then played the closing song and had it be our entire episode.
And then just the sound of a gunshot and then silence.
Yeah. That would have been the best episode we could have done.
So things did not really go as planned.
Actually, they won. If you're a true New York Knicks fan, then they won exactly as expected.
Well, they went as expected.
As expected, nothing ever works out for us. There will never be. We only have dark clouds following us.
The Knicks. Okay, so the Knicks did not get Kevin Durant. He's going to the Nets.
Of course, not even just he's not going. Not like he's signing with Golden State. He's going to the team in a different borough, an inferior franchise, just to troll us for the next 4 years.
Did you hear Dolan did not want to offer him the max?
Yeah, that's what you say after he signs not with you.
No, I would believe that they didn't offer him.
Maybe Dolan, for once in his life, just said the injury was too much for him. And this is a bad idea. This is not going to work out well. And I am going to make I'm instead of choosing a shiny name, I'm going to say this doesn't make sense. Let's not do this.
I'm drawing the line at the best player in the NBA.
Yes, if the best player in the NBA goes down with an injury, and the injury will not affect his shooting touch, I am not going to sign him.
I don't care if it's Amari Stoudemire. I don't care if it's Derrick Rose. But when it's the best player in the NBA, no.
I mean, we did complain so much about signing a guy that was a major injury risk in Amari. Now we have a guy he comes pre-injured. And you don't even know what the recovery is going to be like. And here's what really would have happened. This is what would have happened. He would have signed with the Knicks. He would have done his rehab. And then they're like, you ready to play? I'm ready to play. I demand a trade.
I mean, I guess we have to look at the silver lining. He's going to miss all of next year. And he will probably spend half of the following year rehabbing. So that's 40% of his contract that is going to be almost a waste.
He will not be back to full KD for 50% of his contract.
Yeah.
So my son has been so excited for the Knicks to get KD. So I heard about it, and I had to break the news. It's basically like we had killed his dog. Like his puppy just died. I had to break this news to him. So I told him, and he's like, "Well, who are the Knicks going to get?" I don't know, son. They're not going to get anyone. Well, R.J. Barrett is really good. He sucks. Wait, how do you know he sucks? Everyone, all the Knicks, come on, they signed him. He's going to be really good. The guy they signed last year is not good, and the guy they signed the year before is not good. They never draft anyone good.
Wow, he's smart already.
Yeah, I was like, come on, Barrett's going to be really good. He's going to be an all-star. Guys don't always work out. This is going to be great. KD's injured. Durant's injured. We don't want him. Whatever. Do you want to get an R.J. Barrett jersey? No. He said he might want an Alonzo Trier jersey, so hopefully Trier remains on the team for more than half an hour.
So on the plus side, Kyrie's not coming either because I was not looking forward to the era of Kyrie.
Let's talk about how this could work out poorly for the Nets. I want to we're bitter. You're bitter?
I'm bitter. I mean, I'm not as bitter that we didn't get Kyrie and Durant as I am that they're going to be playing across the river.
Yeah. I mean, does Durant not know they have almost no fan base?
Well, apparently they have one of the best medical staffs in the NBA.
Well, if they want a medical staff, we have one of the worst. One of the worst. So the Knicks medical staff is literally like reading from the book, how to do surgery for dummies.
It's an entire room of Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I said on Twitter, and I think this is true, the Knicks' pitch to KD should have been, they should have just showed him highlights from the Knicks' 17th win of the season last year. The most meaningless game you could have come up with. And The stadium was packed. The fans were going crazy for win number 17. And you could have said, KD, this is the most loyal fan base in all of the NBA, if not all of sports. They're goddamn insane. You win here, you'll be a god. And he'll be like, that's true, but I noticed there were like 7 or 8 people paying attention last net game, so I'm in on that.
I mean, that's a good point, but all right, look at it. All right, let's try and look at it this way. Durant, $41 million a year. Irving, $35 million a year. $75 million out of $109 million cap.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of money to have injured and not believing the earth is round.
But conversely, to rub it in, they also stole DeAndre Jordan from us.
Stole the guy basically. We watched DeAndre Jordan play. He's fine. He was obviously a great player.
Yeah.
But we watched him and said, Mitchell Robinson should be playing more minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no. Are you upset about DeAndre Jordan? They can totally have DeAndre. He's fine. He was a good passer and he's solid, but he's really a backup at this point in his career.
Yeah, no. It's just that I'm watching all these players that the Knicks aren't getting, and not only are the Knicks not getting players, they're losing players. So,
well, this is when you say silver lining. You're not really doing a silver lining when you're talking about more negative things. Let's talk about how this is going to go poorly for the Nets. And I'm saying this as a bitter Knicks fan that wants this to go poorly for the Nets. I want to say I think if I did a power ranking of things I want to go poorly next year, I want Durant. I want Kyrie to be a disaster for the Nets. So that's number one. Number two. What do you say?
Woj bomb.
What happened?
The Knicks have signed.
Oh God. Hang on. So the Knicks have already signed.
Buckle up.
They've signed Randle already.
No, this is not Randle.
This is a new Woj bomb.
Woj bomb.
And so before I'm not on Twitter, I'm going to assume this Woj bomb is they signed. Rozier hasn't been released yet, I guess.
Rozier is accounted
restricted?
for.
He's a what?
They did a sign and trade. So Rozier is going to the Hornets to replace Kemba Walker. 3 years, $58 million.
Oh, okay. Well, they gave out an absurd contract to a guy that's only been a backup.
Yeah, $20 million a year. I mean,
holy crap. Okay, so the Knicks, they maxed out Wayne Ellington, the guy they cut like 7 years ago?
No.
He was the guy, Wayne Ellington was the guy they got in the Tyson Chandler trade. They cut him immediately because they didn't want him to even be near the franchise, and now he's like one of their big targets.
No, it's bad, though. It's bad.
Okay, hang on. So, let's see. It's bad?
It's pretty bad.
Okay, so Randle's already on the team.
Do you want me to give you the contract first, and you could probably...
Oh, God, what's the contract? Oh, my God, I was assuming it was a 1-year deal. What's the contract?
2 year, $20 million.
Okay. 2 years, $20 million. I don't know. Is it one of the... What position?
The same position as Randle.
What the hell's wrong with this team?
Okay,
last episode we were like, we don't have power forwards. Now we got plenty. Randle's a power forward, by the way, right? He's going to play power forward, not center, right?
Right, and so is the other guy we just signed.
For 20, what's wrong with this goddamn franchise?
You're never going to guess.
Just tell me.
He is old. Let me look up his age. I think he's 34.
Oh God. 34 years old.
Yes, he's 30. He's 34. Yeah, he just turned 34.
34-year-old power forward. The youth movement is done. At least it's not taking. Assuming he's playing power forward, he's not taking minutes away from anyone. Of course, they'll start Randle at center. Mitchell Robinson will play 15 minutes a game because they are, as I think the leader of Iran said of Donald Trump, they are mentally retarded as a franchise.
Taj Gibson.
What?
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Holy, 2 years, $20 million for. He was almost out of the NBA.
Yeah.
It's not just like we have money, let's give it away for dumb. If it was a 1-year deal, give him a 1-year, $20 million contract, so at least you could just use the money next year.
So this is what seems to be the Knicks' plan. The Knicks signed Julius Randle, 3 years, $63 million, but the third year is a team option.
Oh, the third year is a team option?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't realize. I thought it was 3 years with the Knicks, with the fourth year being a team option. Okay, I like that a little better, actually.
So Julius Randle could put up a lot of points.
In fairness, the Knicks weren't signing anyone next offseason because next offseason the free agents are Anthony Davis, which he's not signing here. At least we won't pretend he's signing here. And then maybe Kawhi does a 1-1, so maybe he'd be a free. No one's signing here next year anyway.
Right. So this seems to be the Knicks' plan.
2-year
contracts. 2-year contracts. You got Randle in case he works out. I mean, he could put up points, he could rebound, but he's pretty bad on defense. So if he doesn't improve on defense...
Jay, the NBA is positionless and defensiveless. We don't play defense anymore. The defense is so a thing of the past. You don't have to play defense when you're just going to score 160 points a night.
Right. So if he doesn't... if he doesn't work out, if he doesn't get any better on defense, the Knicks can just not sign him for that third year.
Do you think Barrett's good enough to clear both Randle and Todd Gibson's contracts in a trade?
To what?
Barrett. Do you think it's good enough? Is Barrett good enough already that we could put him in a trade and clear both Todd Gibson and Randle's contracts?
That'll be next year. Yeah,
that'll be next year.
Yeah, they'll be expiring, but they'll.
Holy moly! It's not like some dance where you have to find a dance partner in the first goddamn night. The Todd Gibson, I'm sure it's going to be Wayne Ellington also, like just a weird set of contracts. I mean, Todd Gibson plays solid defense. So apparently he is someone that will be a good mentor to Mitchell Robinson. I'm trying to look on the silver lining of all of this, Jay.
And I guess since the Knicks had 0 power forwards, now
2 is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess you could say that means less minutes for Lance Thomas.
He's not even on the team right now. Lance Thomas is not on the team right now.
He will be. You know he will be.
He will be, but he's not currently on the team. Okay, so here's what I think was going to happen to the Nets. First off, Kyrie is going to play at most 60 games next year. He misses a bunch of games every year. He's always injured. He's a malcontent. The team is going to start when the Nets do not play as well as he hopes. He's going to start being his old pouty. He isn't that great in the Celtics. Not as great as everyone hoped in the Celtics. You got DeAndre Jordan, who's over the hill. You got what else? You got got rid of Russell, or they're getting rid of. Where's Russell going? Why couldn't the Knicks get D'Angelo Russell?
I don't know.
He has not signed yet, right?
No, but the Knicks have used up half of their cap space, so they could still do one max.
So Russell, take the other half, I guess. I don't know. And Katie's going to come back. He's going to be injured. He's going to have trouble coming back. This is a major goddamn injury coming back from. The Nets, 5 years from now, the Knicks are in better shape than the Nets.
I don't know. They still got Dinwiddie, LeVert, Harris.
Shh. Just calm down, Jay.
Jared
Stop
Allen.
pointing out. Shh. Stop it, Jay. Do not point out positive about the Nets. Stop it.
So if the Knicks are looking at...
I predict 3 years from now. Mark my words, and you can hold me accountable. 3 years from now, the Knicks will have a better record than the Nets.
Okay. Burger bet?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to owe you a goddamn chain. By the way, so far on our bet, last episode, we took 20 free agents, and we predicted where they're going to go. How's it going, Jay?
Let's see. 15 of them have already been accounted for.
Yeah.
I picked 8 right, 7 wrong. You picked 5 right, 10 wrong.
So I've already lost the bet. Wonderful.
Almost, just about.
Great. Sweet. You actually didn't put up Paul Millsap's been re-signed by Denver.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, you did. Oh, you have that. Never mind. You got it wrong though. You said it was going to be an extension, and I said it was going to be a 1-year opt-in.
Okay, well, that wasn't the bet, but there you go.
Yeah, Jay. Come on, stop it.
So if the Knicks are looking to upgrade their point guard situation, the field
Rubio is off the board.
Rubio is off the board. Rubio, not a bad contract. 3-year, $51 million with Phoenix. Congratulations on finally getting a point guard.
Yes. Yeah.
It took 4 years, but they finally signed a point guard.
And you know what's nice? Everyone else on the team shoots a lot, so they'll be fine. Like Rubio doesn't like shooting anyway. They'll be perfect.
I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good. I thought the Knicks should have signed Rubio. I don't know why they didn't.
I did not like this one. George Hill, 3 years, $29 million to the Bucks.
I don't understand that one. He looked okay last year, but he looked kind of washed up the year before, and obviously maybe he didn't play that well with LeBron. Was he that great last year to get that big of a contract?
No, I don't think. I mean, he didn't even start. I don't know.
No, he was on the Bucks last year, obviously, right?
Yeah.
He played half the year. He didn't look that amazing in the playoffs. I don't know. It's a big contract for Hill.
Kemba Walker's off the board. 4 years, 141 with Boston.
Wait, where did Brogdon sign with?
Brogdon is off the board too. He is Indiana.
For how much?
4 years.
Because Hill replaces Brogdon, so I understand maybe they were like, well, we got to give Hill a little more money because Brogdon's gone.
4 years, $85 million for Brogdon.
Wow.
Who had? I forget our bet. Who had Darren Collison going to the Jehovah Witnesses for $0?
I'm sorry. What happened to Darren Collison?
He decided to retire and become a full-time Jehovah Witness.
Okay, but I did have Meritek leaving the country. You got $48 million to go play in Greece, I think?
Yeah.
A lot has happened. So the next year, our starting five, in theory, will be Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. Obviously, we can still sign another guy, but Julius Randle, Knox, Barrett, and
Smith.
Yeah.
That's at least 20 wins.
Yeah, and we have Taj off the bench. Culture. We got Trier. I don't know. We signed some. We drafted some guy in the second round. We got some guys.
Frank Dodson, and that's about it so far.
Yeah. So.
That's cool. That's
no, I mean Barrett's going to score 20 points a game. Randle is going to give up 20 points on defense a game. How do you feel about Randle? What's your actual feeling? It's not a bad 2-year deals aren't so bad. Getting the player option, I want him to have the player option. Sorry, the team option, the player option. So that if he's really good, the Knicks can keep him for another year. How do you feel about the deal?
I feel that.
What's going on there? Why are bells ringing?
Oh, I got it.
Is that how you tell me you have a good idea?
That was another Woj bomb.
Oh, is this what team or?
It is Miami.
Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Wow. Houston. So my rankings of things I want to
I'm surprised you picked Jimmy Butler just like that.
Yeah, the rumor was that the Philly did not like the assets that Houston had. And they were talking, the two teams were either Houston or Miami. They're doing a sign and trade, right?
Yeah.
I'm up in my NBA news.
So you have to get the last 4 right to win this bet.
Okay, well, so I already concede. I'm buying you the 18th burger. But you know what? When I'm going to win one burger when R.J. Barrett scores 20 points a game this year, because that's happening, because things will work out for the Knicks. As a Knicks fan, I've been a Knicks fan for a long time, and I know the one thing that always happens for the Knicks is things work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so back to point guards.
How do you feel about Randle?
Okay, Randle. I mean, somebody's got to score on the team. I think this really hurts. I think this really hurts your Barrett bet.
The Knicks have to get 100 points a game, so there are points to go around. Randle. I saw highlights via Twitter of him scoring 45 points on Cantor. That looked pretty good.
I mean, I'm not thrilled because I just don't. I feel like his ceiling isn't very high. Yeah, he averaged 20 and 9 last season, which is very good numbers, but his defense isn't that good.
He seems like a more athletic Cantor.
On the other hand, if he can figure out defense at all, then it's good. And if not, then we can get rid of him when actual decent free agents are available. He's been pretty healthy. He shoots fine. I mean, his free throws are in the 70s. That's fine. And his 3-point percentages, it went up a lot last season.
In fairness, though, he's shooting under 3. He's shooting, I think it was 2.7, under 3 threes a game.
He shot 2.7 last season, but the season before, actually his whole career before that, he shot less than 1. So he's adding it to his game, and he shot 34%. So
right, the right direction, yeah.
It's the right direction.
He's not like a stretch. He's far from a stretch. I feel like you really to be a stretch 4, stretch 5, you have to shoot at least 5 threes a game with a good percentage.
Yeah, but at least it's in his arsenal now.
Yeah, he's young. He's developing. He looks so watching highlights of him. As much as I want to say he's like Cantor, he's a much more athletic version of Cantor. He
And
can
he can't be
score
worse
many
on
different
defense.
ways. Or just he doesn't use the same post moves. I like his offense better than I like Cantor's offense.
Well, he also averaged 3 assists a game, which Cantor would never do.
Yes. So he could actually pass the ball. He's a better guy to build with than Cantor.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
I would say it's terrible if that third year was a player option or just straight up 3 years. But the fact that it's a team option,
yeah, if there's a 3 or 4 year deal sounds worse. We have a lot of developing to do. We don't have an option at power forward right now. Anyone that wants to say Knox will be our power forward did not watch Knox on defense last year.
yeah. So it looks like the Knicks have a legitimate 2-year plan now.
Yeah, to average 23 wins.
Wojbomb,
Okay, is this what team?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. They've already his Tobias Harris contract already. They've already maxed Tobias Harris, right?
They have. Tobias Harris is off the books.
Redick is now
180.
on the Pelicans. Where'd Redick go?
Redick is 2 years, $25 million with the Pelicans.
Okay, so Philly, who the hell did they sign? Who's left?
This is very confusing to me.
This is very confusing to you?
And it's on our board.
Okay. Well, there's only 5 on the board, so
I think there's only 4 left on our board.
it's Al Horford?
Yes.
Wow, there was a rumor about that. That's a weird move.
Do you
But
know
it's
what
not.
it
I
is?
mean, they're really big now.
I mean, the East is big, man.
This is big. I was inviting that comment.
So it's Al Horford to the Philly, who I don't know if you know, they have him beat. He's pretty good.
Well, I'm assuming they're going to play them next to each other.
Yeah, that's okay.
Ben Simmons. I mean, you have a lot of. The thing about Horford is you can kind of run your offense through him.
So they're
you can
moving Harris to the 3 because Jimmy Butler isn't there.
Yeah. So you have, I assume, Embiid's your center still, Horford's your power forward, or vice versa. Then you have Harris at your 3, Simmons at your 1. I don't know who their 2 is, but
That's still
TJ McConnell. I don't know.
that's still a pretty crazy good lineup.
Yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to say that's a pretty solid move. I like that move. That makes them more. I think that makes them a better team. What's a better team, having Horford or Butler? Because that's basically the change.
I think Horford.
I would have liked it better if you kept Butler and got rid of Harris. To be honest, I mean, Butler seems like a guy because none of the guys on the team could you need a guy to take the last shot or really get you points when it counts. It didn't seem like Harris. Didn't seem like Embiid or Simmons are that guy. Definitely not Simmons, obviously. But Butler seemed like that guy.
Yeah, but I feel like Harris and Butler are kind of interchangeable, so I think Harris might look much better without Butler.
What is Butler doing in Miami? Miami's not that good. They're not suddenly going to become competitors, and contenders with Butler.
I have no idea.
They're franchises. They got Butler. They've got what's his name at point guard? Who's the point guard again?
The Dragon.
The Dragon. Yeah. I don't know where they're going. Maybe they're like an 8th seed now or a 7th seed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not great.
No, that's not great. That just seems like a weird. I mean, it's not Butler's. I guess Butler could have talked to Houston and said, "I'm just going to Houston," but then Houston doesn't have the money. I don't know. It just seems like a weird. So who are the Lakers getting then?
Well, it's down to Kawhi, D'Angelo Russell, or Cousins.
The current rumor is it's going to be Kawhi.
I really, really hope it's not. Oh, by the way, with the Horford signing, I officially won the burger bet, so that's 4.
Oh, cool. Screw you. Congrats. Yeah. Jay, by the way, those that don't know, and why would you know? Jay has been going to the gym every morning at 6 a.m. because he's tired of. He wants to get in shape, and I'm going to screw him by forcing him to eat a ton of burgers by losing every bet to him. Yeah. So my power ranking again. To get back to that, of teams I want to do so terribly next year. The Nets #1, the Dallas Mavericks #2. KP, I hope you're terrible. I'm just bitter all around these days. And my #3 team that I want to do horrible next year is obviously the Lakers.
Yeah.
What's your power ranking, Jay, of teams that your bitterness rankings? Who do you want to do terrible?
Bitterness rankings, I would say Lakers at 1.
Okay. More than the Nets, huh?
Yeah, because the Nets at least signed a bunch of, I don't know, they
They're doing it right by building
right.
a team and then going all in on free agency.
Yeah, they did it right. The Lakers just get teams to help them. Washington helped them for absolutely no reason.
No, not true. Washington got a second-round pick in 2023, so I don't know what you're talking about.
And yeah, so I guess it would be the Lakers, then the Nets, then
not Dallas. Dallas is not #3. You're hoping things work out for KP because you're just so great here.
No, it's.
Then Houston.
I do kind of like Luka. I would go Houston, then Dallas.
Okay, well, we disagree, Jay. Our bitterness is not the same exact bitterness.
You know my feelings on Houston.
Okay, how do you like the Taj signing?
Again, it's 2 years, so I guess that's not too bad, but it's kind of just like, why do we need a 34-year-old that makes $10 million? Why couldn't we give $10 million to a younger guy that might have potential to grow into something rather than a guy who's almost out of the league?
I mean, we have a lot of money to spend, so we still have a whole nother max spot left. So it's not like this really like. I mean, if you're going to talk about bringing in veteran lead, like the team was very young last year and they could have used some help. Maybe having some veterans on the team will be helpful to getting everyone on board on playing defense and helping develop the young guys.
It could be, but like I said, I'd rather have gone with a younger guy that might have gotten better. I mean, your boy Willie Cauley-Stein is still around.
Yeah, but in theory, do you think Willie Cauley-Stein ever really emerges to anything?
No, but I know what Taj Gibson is.
That is fair. So if you're building a team from scratch, or not scratch, but you're building a young team, and you have one of the youngest teams in the NBA, if not the youngest team, is it helpful for development to bring in veterans?
I think it is a little bit, and I guess he's probably the DeAndre Jordan replacement.
Would you be happy? Yes. And would you be happy if they said he's the Lance Thomas replacement?
Oh, I'd be very happy with that, yeah.
Why do we need Lance Thomas? This could be the Knicks going to say, Lance, you've been great. We're sure you're going to get max offers. We cannot afford that. Go get your max offers, Lance. Bye.
Hopefully.
Get your max offer somewhere. You could go to the Lakers. You'll be their third big three. Maybe the Knicks are about to sign Kawhi. Maybe that's what their third spot is. Their max spot's still open. So who do you want the Knicks to sign with this? D'Angelo, would that be your #1 target at this point?
I mean, if it's not Kawhi, yeah.
Well, it's obviously not Kawhi.
Yeah.
And I assume at this point, Boogie, they're not going to sign Boogie to a 1 or 2 year deal.
No, I mean, now that they have Randle, I don't think Cousins is an option.
Everyone they sign plays either center or power forward. Wouldn't that be great? Like the next contract is like a $30 million deal for Boogie. So we didn't have a power forward. We probably needed guys there, and we don't really. Who's our backup center? Cornette, who's not even on the team right now. Cornette's a free agent.
Yeah.
So basically your big men next year going into tonight were Mitchell Robinson, and he had to play both power forward and center and back those positions up.
Right.
So you needed someone there.
He had to somehow play 96 minutes a game.
Yeah, and we're not going to solve the power forward. There aren't that many players that are going to really. The Knicks have still a lot of money. they can find some reclamation projects or some young players who they can overpay. You can still do that. These aren't bad moves for 2 years, I guess.
Why can't the Knicks make good contingencies like the Horford contract? So listen to this. 109 million, but only 97 is guaranteed. He only gets the other 12 if they win championships.
Wow.
I mean, why can't the Knicks ever do something like that?
Could you imagine? That's they say that like, so Randle, the last 12 is only win the title. Randle's like, get the F out of here. Just like slams the door. So he gets a $12 million championship bonus?
Yeah.
Wow. Every team should do that.
I mean, honestly, if Kawhi goes to like the Clippers or the Lakers, Philly could make the finals next year.
Yes, that is true. They are. Well, Milwaukee's still there. And Milwaukee, they maxed out. Did they max out Middleton? Looks like they maxed out Middleton.
Yeah, so they maxed out Middleton.
They kept also what's his name?
Brooke Lopez.
Brooke Lopez.
4
They gave him a
years,
pretty
52.
big deal. He's no longer a bargain.
No, but 12 million for a guy who can score like that, it's still really good.
Yeah, you know, but like they had he was on the greatest contract ever last year, and this year now they have to pay him.
Yeah.
So the big thing of their roster is they haven't gotten better because they lost Brogdon, but Brogdon was injured a lot of the last year anyway. They got Hill. Milwaukee's still a pretty darn good team, and you have to think Giannis will get better. Yeah,
I'm not saying that Philly has no competition. I'm just saying they're clearly top 3. And
what does Toronto do? Toronto, I assume they'll have some free cap space when Kawhi doesn't sign. And Toronto still has to be like, Kawhi, you left, that's great, whatever. We're excited for the title. You can't. There's no hard feelings there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to have to maybe even just start trading like Ibaka and stuff to go youth movement if Kawhi leaves.
I mean, they've got a bunch of good young players.
Yeah.
I mean, Siakam is going to get better. I mean, Toronto could still compete. They lost a major player in Kawhi. Assuming Kawhi leaves, they've lost a major player.
Wouldn't that be weird if the best player from both finals teams leaves?
Yeah, that would be really weird, actually. I didn't even think about that. And Golden State, does Golden State have some money?
Well, they just re-signed Clay. They maxed him out.
I guess there goes their money?
That's it, yeah.
And they have to sign Green next year, right?
Yeah.
So if you're Golden State, you're probably just running it back with this roster. And then, the Golden State, their best way to improve is, signing some solid bench pieces and hopefully drafted some good players.
Yeah.
So the Knicks, so the offseason's still going on. More things will happen. But how are you grading the Knicks offseason so far? And in place of a letter, you can use a swear word.
Well, we all know what F is for.
Yes. Is this what the summer we've been dreaming about?
So they traded their franchise player to create cap space to get Julius Randle and Taj Gibson.
So how would you feel about... So KP signed for 5 years, 150? Around?
He did, 158.
158, okay. So $30 million, $31 million a year. How would you feel about if the Knicks were going to do that right now? KP has not... Let's just say the trade wasn't made. He's been injured the entire year. You have not seen him play. How do you feel about giving him $31 million a year for the next 5 years?
Not great. Not great at all.
So on the one hand, some part of me wishes the Knicks didn't make that trade, just so my son would wear the KP jersey he has, and some part of me wishes they didn't make the trade because I'd be pretty excited about seeing a lineup of Mitchell Robinson, KP, Barrett. That sounds like a pretty exciting team.
It does. It does. It's just, it's really, really risky. I would rather have them just did a different trade. I don't know what the trade market is. I don't know how much faith I have in. I definitely have no faith in Mills. I don't know about Perry yet, but I feel like maybe they could have done a little bit better.
Yeah, we've talked about this, and I don't think we should spend too much time on this, but we don't really know how much a market there is for a player that hasn't really proven himself in the NBA yet, has a lot of potential, and coming off a major injury.
Yeah.
And also the team that's going to sign him had to figure they had to give him a max contract right away.
Yeah.
So whatever the other trade would have been, it probably wouldn't have been that much better. Like the Knicks weren't going to trade KP and get the return that the Pelicans got for Anthony Davis.
Right.
So how excited are you for this roster?
They're going to win like 25 games.
Are you excited for the first summer league game this Friday or next Friday? Oh, this coming Friday.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be the
summer
highlight.
League. Actually, summer league starts tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be the highlight of the season.
It really will be. I'm very, very excited to see Barrett versus Zion. I tried to explain to my son. I was trying to talk him off, not really the ledge as much as like I don't know how much he cares, but I mean he's into it to a certain extent. And I told him like I even think Barrett's going to be better than Zion because I was telling him how he's like well we wanted to get Zion. I'm like Barrett's going to be better, and he's like well they're playing each other, so whoever wins that game is better. Fine, sure. Hopefully the Knicks pull that off. I need to get him excited about the Knicks.
Do you want to do? There's only like 10 or 12 other guys that got signed. You want to do lightning rounds with those?
Sure, just go for it.
Okay, where are they now? Ariza, 2 years, 25 with Sacramento.
Sacramento is trying to get. Sacramento made major steps forward. Ariza's a pretty good player to add. I like the signing for Sacramento.
And they also re-signed Barnes, 4 years, $88 million.
That just seems insane to me.
I mean, $22 million. He's better than Randle.
I guess.
And they also got.
He's fine. You're right. And no one's going to Sacramento anyway. So.
Well, they also got Dwayne Dedman. 3 years, $41 million.
And you know what I say? No one's going to Sacramento. No one's going to freaking Manhattan, New York City. No one's going here.
Sacramento got more players than the Knicks did so far. Okay.
I guess when you win 17 games, the Mecca's not quite the draw we pretend it is.
Yeah. Okay. Burger Bet All-Star Bojan Bogdanovic went to the Jazz. 4 years, $73 million. It's a little steep, I think.
He was really good last year. That really hurts Indiana. I mean, in theory, Oladipo will be healthy, but Bogdanovic was their best player last year.
Yeah, but Indiana got Rubio, and then they got Jeremy Lamb, 3 years, 36.
I thought Indiana did not get. Phoenix got Rubio.
Phoenix. Oh, Indiana got Brogdon. Right?
Indiana did not get Brogdon.
Who the hell did they get? They got a center, right?
You just said Brogdon signed with where did you say Brogdon signed with?
Yeah, Pacers.
Oh, the Pacers re-signed Brogdon.
No, Pacers got Brogdon, who was on the Bucks.
Oh, Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Bogdanovic I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Bogdanovic left.
No, they lost Bogdanovic.
Holy crap, I'm playing Who's on First game.
They lost Bogdanovic, but they got Brogdon and Jeremy Lamb.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's.
I mean, I think that's not bad. They got a very good center. They got the second best player on the.
Would you like
Hornets.
the Knicks to sign Brogdon? That contract
Yes.
seems a little bit steep for Brogdon.
That was steep. Yes, that's probably why they didn't get that.
Rumor, by the way, I got a inside info on the Knicks. Dolan didn't like any other players' medicals, so that's why we didn't sign anyone else good. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He just said like, Kawhi, I don't know about him, and Kemba, he just seems too short, and he just went through everyone and just said like, here's why we didn't sign anyone.
Great.
So
So the Pacers lost Thaddeus Young to the Bulls, 3 years, $41 million.
Okay.
So I think Pacers are going to be good next year.
Why? They just lost Thaddeus Young and they lost two of their best players. The Bogdanovic was really good last year for them.
Yeah, but like I said, they got Brogdon and then they got Jeremy Lamb.
Yeah, that's not really improving. Losing Bogdanovic and getting Brogdon is not necessarily like a plus for them. And losing Thaddeus Young. Thaddeus Young was a pretty big role player for them. Pretty big guy off the bench.
I don't know. I think they're going to be pretty good. I tell you who's not going to be good. Charlotte lost their two best players and got nobody.
Oh, wait, they lost. Obviously, they lost Kemba. Who else did they lose?
Jeremy Lamb. He was their second best player last season. He averaged like 17 a game.
Did he average 17 a game?
I think so.
I guess I didn't really realize he was that good for them.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere. He wasn't that good for his career, and then he just last season kind of just went off.
Do you remember what big trade Jeremy Lamb was a part of?
He averaged 15 a game.
Oh, do you remember what big trade Jeremy Lamb was part of?
Was that the James Harden trade?
That was the James Harden trade.
Yeah, it's not good.
So who else signed? Who else are you missing?
Garrett
By the way,
Temple.
this is not quite a lightning round. Do you know what lightning round
We're
means?
almost done. Garrett
Okay.
Temple went to the Nets, 2 years, $10 million.
Wait, the Nets still have more money?
Apparently, I don't know how. Oh, because
Wait, what? They maxed. They didn't even use bird rights. So they maxed KD,
Mhm.
maxed Kyrie, gave I don't know how much money did what's his name get?
Garrett Temple,
Well,
5
Temple got
million,
10.
5
How
million
much?
year,
5 million.
2 year, 10 million. Well, they lost Beast Report. Damari Carroll went to the Spurs, 2 year, 13 million.
Do you want to play the music? Oh, I meant who's the center they stole from us? I'm brain dead tonight, as every show.
Oh, DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah. They also got Jordan. How much money did they give Jordan?
Every team can spend except the Knicks.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense how this works. Like Miami was maxed in cap space, or maxed. They did not have the money for Butler, yet they just get Butler. The Knicks are like, we don't have the money, just not going to work out for us. Of course, actually, the Knicks are like, we have all the money, still not going to work out for it. It doesn't matter that it's just not going to work out for us.
Okay, this one will make
How many wins based on this franchise? We're going to spend 30 more million. How many wins are you taking for us?
25.
You still don't think this team gets us to 30?
No.
Why not, Jay?
Because they're terrible.
Jay, could they make a Disney movie out of a 30-win season for the Knicks?
I mean, if they're projected at like 18 and they go to 30.
Knicks 30th win of the season. They like from the bat from like the like they just have a whole we have a parade down Broadway and they just celebrate like they won the title. From the rafters, they're like pouring out confetti.
So this
30 wins.
This one will make all Knicks fans feel better.
Is it a Woj bomb or what?
No.
By the way, how do you feel about Boston with Kemba? Is that a Kemba for Kyrie basically? What's a better move? What's a better who's a better pick?
I'd rather have Kemba.
Yeah, I'd rather have Kemba. I think losing Horford hurts a lot.
Yeah,
but Kemba's a pretty solid addition.
I think everybody in Boston would agree they'd rather have Kemba.
Hey, does that Russian guy still own the Nets?
I don't. Prokhorov. I don't. If he is, he's keeping a very low profile.
Because I want to blame the Russians for both the election and the Knicks. Okay, what was the contract?
3 years, $45 million. Memphis Grizzlies signed Jonas Valanciunas. That's really bad.
That's a lot for him.
That's really bad.
He is still the owner of the Nets.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia.
Yes.
I don't know if he owns I know if he owns it in it's part of a group, or I don't know what percentage he owns them, but the goddamn Russians are ruining my both political and basketball life.
Okay, last two. Vucevic, just because we had a bet on him, stayed with Orlando, 4 year, $100 million.
So they don't believe in any of their other picks.
No.
They have Bam Bamba. They have who's the guy they signed the year before that, or drafted the year before that?
Ingram?
No.
It's something like that. Something that sounds like that.
I mean, I'm looking up their roster now. But they have a lot of bigs.
Isaac, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac, who's supposed to be pretty good. Isaac and Bamba that's two, and they have Fultz on the roster, which that's quite the roster. They also have Moskov on the roster. According to I'm looking quickly on maybe he's not on the team still. I don't know.
And they drafted a center, Birch.
Orlando always making us feel a little bit better about the Knicks.
And they have Aaron Gordon.
They have Gordon actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, whatever they're doing, it's not really like. What are the Knicks doing?
They're doing it, and they're now pushing their plan forward 2 years.
So we can say basically this is the bottom, right? 17 wins is the bottom. So we're rebuilding from here.
Started from the bottom. We're still here.
Started from the bottom. Got back to the bottom 3 years later. So we're at the bottom. worst record in franchise history, or
Hmm.
tied for it. So from here, anything is. I bet the Knicks have the highest percentage improvement of the NBA.
Wow.
The Knicks will
That's
have the highest. Another burger bet. The Knicks will have the highest percentage win improvement.
so okay. Last one. Derrick Rose to the Pistons. 2 years, 15 million.
Okay, I mean I guess that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Does because they still have Reggie Jackson, right? But I guess Reggie Jackson's getting old also.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. That's not a bad deal, I guess. Did anyone sign Noah?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 years from now, it's going to have one of the craziest free agent um, pools I think ever. So
Why?
it'll be Blake Griffin, Paul George, Gordon Hayward, Damian Lillard, McCollum, Drew Holiday, Rudy Gobert, Bradley Beal,
Are,
Giannis, Steven Adams, Aldridge. It's like
were you reading the list of players that are free agents, or the players the Knicks will not be signing?
both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that's basically now, right away. Like the season will start, and right away you'll hear some Knicks fans being like, "Maybe we'll get Giannis." I heard Giannis likes New York. We're gonna get to Giannis, and everyone
Oh
starts talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
summer of 2021. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the rumors will start immediately. I said to you at the beginning of the goddamn season when they started talking about the KD rumors, there was a negative 20% chance of this happening. And I eventually bought into this crap, but it's never happening. The players, no one's going to sign here until we get a good team.
Right. Yeah, I don't think people were like, let's see. I can go to the Nets and play with some guys who are decent, or I can go to the Knicks and I could play with Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox.
If I go to the Knicks and add 20 wins to them, we still don't make the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have some kind of baseline. You have to have some players that are going to be. I mean, no one's coming to the Knicks now. Just no one's coming here until the Knicks actually turn this around, or at least get the Knicks have to get to the point where they are at least an eighth seed for this to be a conversation about free agency.
Yeah.
Any targets? Anyone we should target? You have the list of who's left.
It's Kawhi and
Well, yeah, Kawhi. Forgetting. So, assuming Kawhi and D'Angelo do not sign,
D'Angelo is heavily linked to Minnesota right now.
Okay, they could probably use him. I mean, that's a solid move for Minnesota.
If he goes to Minnesota, I really want Kawhi to just stay in Toronto. At least the Lakers will also miss out on everybody.
That would be amazing. I really hope the Lakers miss out. So I'm going to throw out some names here of guys that have not signed yet, and I want to see what you think. By the way, don't the Lakers still have Luol and Deng? Or they stretched him?
Yeah. They're paying
So here's
for him.
one. He's a little older, but he has borderline Hall of Fame credentials. Carmelo Anthony.
All right. Thank you and good night.
Okay, actually, just don't end it yet. What do you think about Beverly?
I'm a fan.
1 or 2 year deal?
Yep.
Anyone else good? Knicks are supposedly interested in Reggie Bullock, which not like.
I mean, Beverly is 30, though. Although we just signed
Yeah, I'm not saying
35-year-old.
we're going to sign this guy and have him be like.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Vince Carter?
Sure, why not?
How do you feel about. Who would actually be a good signing here? How do you feel about Seth Curry?
Sure.
That would be a bad one.
I mean, at this point, it's like, whatever, just spend your money.
Ellington's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bullock is 28, Seth Curry's 28.
Yeah, the problem. I know you say let's sign a young player, but what young player are you referring to? I'm not sure who's the greatest signing. By the way, Is there anyone on the roster you want back? We talked about this. Just Hezonja, maybe. Just because he had those like 2 good games at point guard.
Sure. Play him at point guard.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there's got to be some guys. What do you think about Frank Kaminsky?
I don't really think about him.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist?
Nope.
You want Luke Cornett back?
Not really. Fine. I mean, they need a backup center.
Yeah. How do you feel about T.J. McConnell?
I like him.
It wouldn't be bad. They have all these contracts. They have the contracts. And here from Mirotic, Mirotic is headed to Barcelona on a massive contract. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
We can end the show. Hey, what did we learn today? Kyle Quinn? Want Quinn back?
Oh, God. We learned that it's going to be a very long season again.
Jabari Parker? Well, how do you feel about Elfrid Payton?
I thought he was trash, but then he looked pretty good on the Pelicans for a little bit. Then got injured.
Why are the Knicks talking about Bobby Portis?
Because they want to get 3 power forwards.
I mean, I hope that hope they're done talking about him. How would you feel about Rajon Rondo?
Wouldn't that be the perfect Knicks offseason if they got 3 underachieving power forwards?
How do you feel about Setoransky?
He's all right.
Yeah, he was okay.
I think he's like a fan favorite in Washington, so they'll probably get rid of him.
I hope they don't bring back Vonleh at this point. I know people like Vonleh. I don't think we need to bring him back. I saw enough of Vonleh to say like he's a fine bench piece.
Yeah.
Not that we don't need everything now. Okay,
so
we can.
The New York Knicks podcast.com. You could track our free agency bet.
It's great. If you want to learn where players did not go, look at our list.
Especially Mark's list.
I want out a little bit of risk. I wanted to beat you, so I had to like do some different things, like Kyrie going to the Lakers. Clearly, I did not get that one right.
No. And nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. If you want to email us, send in your rants. I'm sure we'll get a lot by next week. And let's see, NY Knicks Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon. All right.
Are we part of a network yet?
We will be. We will be on the Lineups Podcast Network. So that is coming soon. Right now, you can go to lineups.com, check out their website. They got a lot of good stuff on there.
And if you want to buy tickets, the tickets thing?
Go to the New York Knicks Podcast.com, and there's a link at the very top to get 10 to 20% off on tickets. So,
and Jay, what's your favorite deodorant?
It's ticketclub.com. My favorite deodorant is whatever's on sale.
Okay. I know if you want to just randomly pitch stuff now.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening, and we will be back soon.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
My love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You cannot go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone.